You're trying, you're doing things, you're putting in effort, but nothing really changes. You're not where you want to be. You're not making the progress you expected. And that's frustrating, because from the outside, it looks like you're moving, you're busy, you're active, you're doing something. But inside, you feel stuck, like you're going in circles, repeating the same days, the same patterns, the same results, and you don't understand why, because you're not lazy, you're not doing nothing, you're trying, and yet you're still in the same place. That's the problem, because being stuck doesn't always look like doing nothing. Sometimes it looks like doing the wrong things, repeating the wrong habits, thinking in ways that quietly keep you in place, without you realizing it. That's how it happens, not through one big mistake, but through patterns, invisible ones, subtle ones, the kind you don't question because they feel normal, they feel like everyday life, and that's why they're dangerous, because as long as you don't see them, you can't change them. You just keep going, trying harder, pushing more, without moving forward. So in this video, we're going to talk about 8 reasons, the real reasons you still feel stuck in life, even if you're trying. Most people think feeling stuck means they're not doing enough, not working hard enough, not trying enough. But that's not always true, because you can be active and still be stuck. You can be busy and still not move forward. That's what makes it confusing, because from the outside, everything looks fine. You're doing things, completing tasks, following routines. But internally, nothing is changing, no real progress, no real shift. And that's because being stuck is not about effort, it's about direction, it's about alignment, it's about whether what you're doing is actually moving you forward or just keeping you in place. That's what most people don't see. They keep repeating the same habits, the same thinking patterns, the same decisions, and expect different results, but nothing changes, because the foundation stays the same. That's why awareness matters, because once you understand why you feel stuck, you can change it, you can adjust your direction, you can remove what's not working, and finally start moving forward. So in the next part, we're going to break down these reasons, the real ones, the hidden ones, the ones that quietly keep you stuck, even when you think you're trying. Number 1, you don't have clear direction. You're doing things, staying busy, following routines, but you don't know exactly where you're going. So your effort has no focus, no target, and without direction, movement doesn't lead anywhere. Number 2, you keep repeating the same habits. You wake up the same way, think the same way, act the same way, every day, and those patterns create the same results. So even if you're trying, nothing changes, because your habits haven't changed. Number 3, you're afraid to make real changes. You want progress, but you don't want to let go of what's familiar, what's safe, what feels comfortable. So you stay in between, not fully stuck, but not moving forward either, and that hesitation keeps you exactly where you are. Number 4, you get distracted too easily. You try to focus, but something always pulls you away. Your phone, notifications, random thoughts. And every time you lose focus, you lose momentum, you lose progress. Because consistent focus is what creates movement. Number 5, you overthink instead of acting. You analyze everything. You wait for clarity, for certainty, for the perfect decision. But while you're thinking, you're not moving. And over time, thinking replaces action, and nothing changes. Number 6, you rely on motivation. You wait to feel ready, inspired, driven, before you act. But motivation is unstable. It comes and goes, and when it disappears, you stop. So your progress becomes inconsistent.
And without consistency, you stay stuck. Number 7, you don't finish what you start. You begin with energy, with motivation, with intention. But when it gets harder, you stop. You switch. You move to something else. And that pattern repeats, again and again, until nothing is ever completed. Nothing is fully built. And without completion, there are no real results. Number 8. You ignore what you already know. Deep down, you know what needs to change. You know what you should be doing. You feel it. Clearly. But you don't act. Because it's uncomfortable. Because it requires effort. Because it forces you to change. So you delay. You distract yourself. You avoid. But ignoring it doesn't remove it. It just keeps you in the same place. These reasons don't feel obvious. They don't feel like they're holding you back. They feel normal. They feel like everyday life. But repeated daily, they shape your direction. They define your results. They decide whether you move forward or stay stuck. Not in one moment, but slowly. Through patterns you never question. And here's the truth. Feeling stuck is not permanent, but it feels that way. When nothing changes. Not your habits, not your thinking, not your direction. Because staying stuck is not about where you are. It's about what you keep repeating every day without realizing it. That's why effort alone is not enough. Trying harder is not enough. Because if your patterns stay the same, your results stay the same. That's the reality. But the moment you become aware, everything shifts. Because now you see clearly what's not working, what's holding you back, what needs to change. And once you see that, you have a choice. You can keep repeating it, or you can break it. Not all at once, not perfectly, but intentionally. Because progress doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from small ones, repeated daily. The choice to focus, the choice to act, the choice to follow through. Even when it's hard, even when you don't feel ready. That's what creates movement. That's what breaks the cycle. So if you feel stuck, don't just ask what you need to do more. Ask what you need to change. Because once you change the pattern, you change your direction. And once your direction changes, your life starts to move again. One decision at a time.